Welcome, friends! It is I, your LostScarf, and it's time for a short Smite beginner guide to Nuwa. Nuwa controls the 5 elements, and she's really great at doing that. She can be a little bit complicated, but if you understand how she does things pretty well, you'll do really great. So that's what this guide is for, so you can do great with her. So what's going to happen here, as always, is we're going to go over her abilities, class and roles, tips and combos, purchases you should consider for her, and then conclude it all up at the end. Now, expert and advanced players, maybe not much here for you guys and gals, but for beginners, this is all for you. And if there's anything that I did not elaborate on enough, maybe they'll say so in the comments so you can get some more information so you learn more. That's what's important here. The better you are at the game from these different gods, the better the game is in general for everybody. So let's get going. Nuwa's abilities. First up is her passive Strength of Wood. After 5 successful basic attacks, next basic attack can root if she lands it. First ability, Mysterious Fog. Slow-moving AoE attack that hides allies and gives movement speed, also deals damage, very useful for clearing. Second ability, Clay Soldiers. This summons soldiers to fight for Nuwa. As you level up, you get more soldiers. They reduce magical protections of enemies they hit, and you can blow them up, which we'll cover in the next ability, which is third ability, Shining Metal. Piercing skill shot that can blow up soldiers for additional damage. Explosion also stuns gods. And finally, her ultimate, Fire Shards. Nuwa flies into the air, gives her entire team vision, and deals damage to all enemy gods. Very useful for vision and for finishing off gods and for getting away from bad situations. Class and roles. So Nuwa is a mage, which means she's a glass cannon capable of doing lots of damage, but she dies easily. Nuwa can clear very well with her fog and metal, but she can also be devastating to enemies that underestimate her with clay and metal. Her fire shards ensures that low HP enemies never get away. She can also cause a lot of trouble with stealth and stuns. Now when it comes to roles, beginners gotta be mid. She's a mage and she's good there. In the laning phase, she can farm safely with fog and metal, and get kills if the enemy gets too close with aggressiveness with her clay and metal. Her ultimate can be useful in escaping ganks, finishing off gods, and giving vision to teammates. In teamfights, she can put her entire team under stealth, or even stun a team with her exploding soldiers, making her a big pain in the ass. Tips and combos. So let's start with the tips. Passive is great for setting up exploding soldier combo. That's just straightforward. People don't really use passive a lot, but that's what it's really good for. Also for just holding enemies down for teammates. Next tip, fog is useful for clearing, but also for getting around slightly faster. If you have a lot of mana, you can consider using it there, or from just leaving base really quick, you'll get your mana back fast, so you can do it that way if you want. Next tip, soldiers can be useful in reducing tanky targets' armor. In case you forget, they can do some damage and reduce armor so you can blow them up later, then do a bunch of damage. Next tip, practice understanding soldier movements. They can be a little weird and janky, so the more you play them, the better you'll understand them, and then you'll just do better with them. Just get practice and you'll do good with it. Another tip, metal is great for clearing and damage. Just saying that because sometimes people just save it for the soldier explosion, which is not necessarily what you should do sometimes. Sometimes you just clear without them and you'll be fine. Another tip is pay attention to who has Sanctuary before you ultimate, because then you'll just be wasting your ultimate, of course. And lastly, Fire Shards can be useful for kills, escaping, and giving team vision. I keep saying all this because people will usually only use it for kills, but you can give team vision, which can be great. You also use it for escaping bad situations as well. Now when it comes to combos, there's only one, and that's just in succession. Passive to root them, then you hit them with the fog because you can, then you have the soldiers wailing on them, then you blow them up to do stun a lot of damage, and then ultimate if you have to. It's always good to save it if you can, but if you have to kill them with ultimate, then just do it. It'll also give your teammates vision and just weaken enemies for everyone else. Purchases for Nuwa. Now this is very straightforward because she's a mage. Power, pen, and cooldown. That is all you need to worry about. You want to be able to cast often and do lots of ultimate potential. Also just do lots of damage with the abilities, like you can fog people with a lot of damage and explode soldiers for a lot of damage. Your metal alone can do a lot of damage. If you build for power, you will wreck people really badly. You just can become very deadly with Nuwa as long as you build it that way. You could build for survival, so you can be a very tricky, maybe utility god, but I like playing her power because she can do it very well. Now when it comes to relics, the usual 4 are quite useful. Sprint allows you to get around quickly, get into better positions. Curse allows you to catch up and do your combos. Purification and Sanctuary are just great for saving your life. In conclusion, Nuwa is a very strong god and a very annoying god. She can be a terror in lane and to everyone on the map. As long as you pay attention to your soldiers' movements and know when enemies are low, you can destroy the entire map at any given time. She's very slippery and hard to kill because of her fog, and she can also just do a lot of damage, as I said already, because of exploding soldiers, or just rooting people. She can put them in a bad spot with her passive, and then other people can get the kill, or she can just get away, depending on what's going on. She can be very annoying because she just controls so many things. Now up next is going to be Osiris. We are skipping Odin. This is simply because Odin is all about that jump bomb. If you miss that jump bomb, you're going to get punished really badly, and I feel like that's more of an advanced guide, even though it's only one thing, because if you blow that shot, you kind of just get destroyed as Odin, so I'd rather save that for more advanced guide than for beginners, because if a beginner messes it up, they're just going to do poorly, and that won't be good for anybody. But as always, you should share this guide with your friends and anyone else because it'll help people get better at Nuwa and understanding how to fight Nuwa. The more knowledge everyone has, the better the game is in general, because everyone just plays better. So there you go, that right there is the guide. I had fun making it, I hope you had fun watching it, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.